In the early morning of March 2013, 60 armed federal agents surrounded an ancient prison in Baltimore, Maryland. They weren't there to prevent a jailbreak. Instead, they came to reclaim the entire prison from the hands of a single inmate. It sounds like something straight out of a movie. Tavon White was a prisoner who managed to take over the entire facility, turning the jail into a criminal empire of his own making. This inmate didn't just survive inside, he ran the place. He controlled everything, even deciding which guards kept their jobs and which were fired. Under his rule, he moved nearly $100,000 worth of drugs every month inside this government facility. While other inmates were served thin, meager portions of food, luxury meals like lobster and steak were delivered to his table. Tavon held the keys to everything: who got beaten, who received protection, and which guards remained employed. But how did a single prisoner hijack an entire jail, and how did he manage to stay untouchable even after his eventual defeat? To understand, we must go back to 2009. The Baltimore City Detention Center was a decaying hellhole. Over 150 years old and neglected, it had become a medieval dungeon. Moss covered the walls, cockroaches scattered when the lights flickered, and rats ruled the darkness. There was no heat in the winter and no air in the summer. Inmates spent miserable nights soaked in sweat. The guards were few, and their pay was so low that fast food workers earned more than they did. Faced with managing murderers and gang leaders, many guards lost their resolve. Riots were constant, and contraband flowed in freely. It was a fortress of ownerless anarchy. Into this chaos stepped Tavon White, a high-ranking gang member being held on an attempted murder charge. On paper, he was just another inmate, but Tavon was a leader in the Black Guerrilla Family, a notorious prison gang that had been quietly gaining influence in Baltimore's jails since 2006. Tavon quickly realized there was a massive power vacuum, and he was determined to fill it. After entering the jail, Tavon began taking responsibility for maintaining order. When different gangs fought, he stepped in to settle the disputes and establish peace. Gradually, the inmates saw that where the guards had given up, Tavon was solving problems. Within months, nothing happened without his permission. He became the de facto warden of the wards. Once he established peace, he turned his attention elsewhere. Smuggling had always existed, but Tavon used corrupt guards to build a massive illegal supply network. Whether it was cigarettes, drugs, or mobile phones, anything was available for a price. A $10 phone would sell for $500 inside. Soon, Tavon's monthly income reached hundreds of thousands of dollars. He used that money to buy luxury cars outside and provide lavish gifts and bribes to the guards. The wealth he enjoyed inside surpassed that of many major drug dealers on the outside. Tavon's most effective weapon was his influence over the staff. About 75% of the correctional officers were young women working in a terrifying environment for very little pay. Tavon exploited this vulnerability. He spoke kindly to them, praised their work, and pretended to care for their safety. He would intentionally keep his wards quiet so those guards could have an easy shift. Then, expensive bags or large sums of cash delivered by his associates on the outside would suddenly appear in their lockers or cars. Slowly, several female guards became deeply attracted to him. Eventually, these relationships crossed all boundaries, leading to secret late-night encounters. In exchange, these guards smuggled in drugs, phones, and whatever else Tavon needed. 4 female guards eventually became pregnant with his children. 2 of them even tattooed Tavon's name on their bodies. The guards transitioned from being his overseers to his subordinates and mistresses. Other employees realized that challenging Tavon White meant risking their jobs or their lives. Through a mix of romance, fear, and bribery, he held the entire prison in the palm of his hand. Eventually, word reached federal law enforcement.
The FBI launched a secret investigation, and in 2013, they executed a massive raid. When the agents stormed the prison, the guards working with Tavon arrived for their shifts, only to find themselves under arrest. A total of 25 people were charged, including 13 correctional officers, many of whom were the women involved with Tavon. The nation was shocked as the details emerged, including the tattoos on the guards and the thousands of dollars hidden in their homes. Under public pressure, the infamous Baltimore City Detention Center was closed forever in 2015. However, Tavon got the last laugh. To save his own skin, he cooperated with the FBI. He revealed the entire story: how he trapped the guards, how he sold the drugs, and who was involved. The female guards who had tattooed his name and borne his children sat in court stunned as they listened to him testify against them. Because of his cooperation, Tavon's sentence was incredibly light. Meanwhile, his devoted associates and the guards who helped him received sentences of 10 years or more. Despite being the mastermind, Tavon White escaped with minimal punishment. This story serves as a chilling reminder of the massive gaps in prison oversight and how, with the right internal connections, even a stone fortress can crumble from within.